Welcome to the Personal Health Information Protection Act, PHIPA, Long-Term Care Training. The Regional Municipality of York would like to thank the Region of Waterloo Public Health for granting permission to adapt aspects of their online course to meet our training needs. It is mandatory for all long-term care staff to complete the Personal Health Information Protection Act training module. Copyright 2012, all rights reserved. No part of this publication may be reproduced, recorded, or transmitted in any form or by any means without the express written consent of the Community and Health Services Department of the Regional Municipality of York. Welcome to the Personal Health Information Protection Act, PHIPA.
Does PHIPA apply to you? At Community and Health Services, we deal with either personal or personal health information or both, and that makes us accountable for its safekeeping. To be good custodians, we must understand the law that guides how we handle individuals' personal health information. We have 6 areas in the department that have custody or control of such information. The Health Information Custodians, or HICS as they're commonly referred to, our emergency medical services, our 2 long-term care homes, Maple Health Center and Newmarket Health Center, seniors community programs, early intervention services, and of course, the medical officer of health. If you work in one of those areas or have access to personal health information, then taking this training is necessary to ensure that you're handling a person's health information appropriately and, most importantly, according to the law. Think about your own personal health records. What do you expect of others that handle those records? As the Commissioner of Community and Health Services, I appreciate the time you're taking to make sure that you comply with Ontario legislation and our policies for protecting our clients' privacy. It's part of the important job that you do.
Hello, my name is Jennifer Irving Baird. I'm the Acting Program Manager for the Community and Health Services Information Management Access and Privacy Team. I'm here today to talk to you about the Personal Health Information and Protection of Privacy Act. As Commissioner Urbanski stated in the previous video, in Community and Health Services, we collect, use, and disclose both personal and personal health information. We are therefore accountable for keeping this information secure, private, and confidential. In 2017, PHIPA will be amended to reflect the changes passed in Bill 119. The amendments aim to enhance the protection of personal health information in both electronic and physical formats from unauthorized access or disclosure or snooping. These amendments will also require mandatory reporting for privacy breaches to both the Information Privacy Commissioner of Ontario and applicable professional and regulatory colleges. It is our duty as employees of Community and Health Services to protect our clients' personal health information. The amendments to PHIPA will enhance our ability to do this, as the Act will provide more clarity on electronic health records and methods of safeguarding this information. In this training, you will learn more about the amendments to PHIPA with a comparison of the legislation from 2016 to 2017. If you have any further questions or concerns, please do not hesitate to contact us at chsprivacy@york.ca, or you may phone us at extension 74004.
Click on the blue buttons to learn how to navigate the course. Welcome to the Personal Health Information Protection Act, PHIPA, Long-Term Care Training. PHIPA stands for Personal Health Information Protection Act, and it plays an important role in your job. This course will introduce you to PHIPA and to our privacy policies and procedures. This training will make you aware of the key features of PHIPA and how the law is applied. The goal is to help you know what to do and where to turn to if you don't, when working with personal health information. Upon successful completion of this course, you will be able to explain and identify the role and scope of PHIPA, understand the 10 privacy principles outlined in PHIPA and our Personal Health Information Privacy Practices Policy, know who to contact for privacy-related issues, recognize a privacy breach. Take a moment to consider these questions. When you receive services from healthcare providers, how would you expect them to treat and handle your information? What expectations do you think members of the public have when they provide personal health information to employees here at the Regional Municipality of York? These are important questions to consider as you make your way through this course. PHIPA requires that we make you aware of your obligations to protect personal health information. This exercise is designed to encourage you to think about privacy on the job and seek direction if you are unsure how to apply the rules. It also minimizes the region's and your liability because failure to comply with PHIPA's rules can have serious consequences. At the end of this course, you will take a short test. When you have passed it, you will be able to print a certificate of completion. This will serve as your personal record that you have successfully completed the training. It will also be kept on file for auditing purposes and future reference. What you learn here is important for you, the region, and every person who trusts you with their personal health information. The Personal Health Information Protection Act, 2004, PHIPA, regulates personal health information held by health information custodians. Personal health information is identified as information about an individual's health or healthcare history, such as family medical history, details of a recent visit to your doctor, or your Ontario health card number. Personal health information includes all information relating to an individual's health or the health care given to him or her. These records are maintained with the health information custodian. In order to be considered personal health information, it must identify an individual directly or indirectly. If the information is not identifiable, it is not personal health information within the meaning of PHIPA. Keep in mind that personal health information can come in different forms. Sometimes it's recorded, sometimes it's verbal. No matter how it is received, it must be protected. Many things are considered personal health information, for instance, health card numbers, and anything that includes information about the family's medical history is personal health information. If you're not sure if information is personal health information, email chsprivacy@york.ca for more information. PHIPA came into effect on November 1, 2004, and is a provincial legislation that governs the collection, use, and disclosure of personal health information held by the health information custodians and their agents. PHIPA provides everybody with the following legal rights: to exercise reasonable control over their health information, to request access to and correction of their health information, to seek remedies for non-compliance by healthcare providers. Remember that access to information other than personal health information fall under PHIPA and is overseen by the regional clerk. PHIPA regulates personal health information held by health information custodians within the Community and Health Services Department. Personal health information includes all information relating to an individual's health or the health care given to him or her. PHIPA was amended in 2016 and received royal assent in May 2016. The amendments are expected to come into force in 2017. A table showing a summary of the amendments is shown on your screen. Under the previous version of the Act, privacy breaches were managed internally with discretionary reporting to the Information Privacy Commissioner of Ontario, IPC. Now it is mandatory to report privacy breaches when deemed applicable by the Information Privacy Commissioner's criteria. Previously, it was discretionary to report breaches to regulatory colleges in applicable circumstances. Now, it is mandatory to report breaches to regulatory colleges when disciplinary action is issued. Previously, individuals could be fined up to $50,000 for offenses under the Act. Now, individuals can be fined up to $100,000. Previously, organizations could be fined up to $250,000 for offenses under the Act. Now, organizations can be fined up to $500,000. Prior to the amendments, prosecutions were pursued within 6 months of the alleged privacy breach. With the amendments, the 6-month limitation period has been removed. Previously, electronic health records had a limited privacy framework. Now, electronic health records are required to have a robust privacy framework. A health information custodian, or a HIC, is a person and/or organization who has custody or control of personal health information. The Regional Municipality of York has the following health information custodians within the Community and Health Services Department: Paramedic and Senior Services, formerly known as Emergency Medical Services and Long-Term Care; the Medical Officer of Health, who is responsible for public health programs; and Integrated Children's Services Division, Early Intervention Services. Our long-term care homes, Maple Health Centre and Newmarket Health Centre, provide health services to the residents who live there. In order to meet the residents' needs and provide the best care and service, we need to collect, use, and disclose personal health information. Staff at Maple Health Centre and Newmarket Health Centre are the agents of the Health Information Custodian, HIC, as defined in PHIPA, and are responsible for protecting their clients' personal health information. As an employee in this organization, we are accountable and responsible to maintain privacy for residents as they receive care and to help protect the confidentiality of information that residents have provided. When you are collecting or handling information, ask yourself, is the information personally identifiable health information? If it is, PHIPA applies. There will be times when you hear or see resident information. Do not seek out information about residents unless it is job-related. When you do see or hear information in the course of doing your job, remember that the information is confidential and you are not allowed to repeat it or share it with others. This applies even when you no longer work at this organization. If you are ever unsure of the status of the information or the organization requesting it, ask your supervisor. Email chsprivacy@york.ca or call extension 74004 for more guidance. PHIPA recognizes that an individual may have a legal substitute decision-maker who can act for the person who relates to personal health information. Substitute decision-makers, or SDM, include the following: a person who has the permission of the individual who relates to the personal health information, such as a lawyer or a family member. estate trustee of a deceased person or administrator of the will. Remember, you must exercise caution and verify the status of all substitute decision makers, as it would violate PHIPA to give information to anyone. If staff members are in doubt of whether someone qualifies as an SDM, contact the Program Manager, CHS Information Management, Access and Privacy for guidance. Welcome to the Personal Health Information Protection Act, PHIPA, Long-Term Care Training. The Regional Municipality of York would like to thank the Region of Waterloo Public Health for granting permission to adapt aspects of their online course to meet our training needs.
Hello.
The Personal Health, in order to be PHIPA was a health information. PHIPA, the Act sets out, according to PHIPA, the Act sets out rules to balance different interests in circumstances where the needs of other parties may affect or conflict with the individual's right of privacy. The object of the rules is to maximize both the benefits of respecting privacy and the benefits of collecting, using, and disclosing personal health information for purposes that go beyond the care and treatment of the individual but are socially beneficial. Information needs to be kept safe and secure. Therefore, we have policies and procedures in place. We also do not collect more information than we need to do our jobs. According to PHIPA, personal health information shouldn't be retained longer than necessary for the purpose of collection. As such, our responsibilities under PHIPA include safeguarding an individual's personal health information, protecting it from any unauthorized use or disclosure, storing it securely at all times, disposing of it securely, collecting and sharing it only with consent, and keeping it private, confidential, and secure. In addition, the Regional Municipality of York's Records Retention Bylaw, policies and procedures apply to the region's official records. For more information, review the Information Asset Management Policies and Procedures or consult your records liaison or records technician. Here are the best practices we use regarding information privacy for the Regional Municipality of York and Community and Health Services Department. Collect only the information that is really needed. Where possible, collect the information from the person to whom it pertains. Explain to the individual why the information is needed. Use the information only for its intended purpose. Do not use the information for other purposes without the person's consent. However, there are some limited exceptions. Give the person an opportunity to see their personal information and correct it, if wrong, when requested. Unless a resident or substitute decision-maker expressly says not to, we can disclose that a person is a resident here, their general health status, and the location of that resident in the home. For example, you could tell someone that Mrs. Johnson resides in the home, she is feeling well, and is on the first floor. An individual's rights with respect to PHIPA are as follows: the right to access their information records, the right to withdraw consent at any time, the right to request a correction, the right to lodge a complaint with the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario. Read the following question and choose the best possible answer. Once you have chosen your answer, click Submit. According to the Community and Health Services Department and the Personal Health Information Privacy Practices Policy, there are 10 principles to follow in PHIPA. The principles shape the interpretation of PHIPA. They may also affect the outcome of any privacy investigation by the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario. Our policies for PHIPA compliance are based on the 10 principles. Near the end of the course, we will refer you to the Personal Health Information Privacy Policy for more details. Principle 1. Accountability for personal health information. As health information custodians of the Community and Health Services Department, you are responsible for any personal health information under your custody or control. Principle 2. Identifying purposes for collecting personal health information. You need to identify why you are collecting personal health information before or while you collect it, unless PHIPA allows another method of collection. Principle 3. Consent for collection, use, and disclosure. Before you collect, use, or disclose any personal health information, ensure you have the consent of the individual to whom the personal health information relates. You do not need the individual's consent in cases where PHIPA allows collection, use, or disclosure. Principle 4. Limiting collection of personal health information. You must limit the amount of personal health information collected to only what is necessary for the purposes identified, unless the collection, use, or disclosure of additional personal health information is required by law. Principle 5. Limiting use, disclosure, and retention of personal health information. You will not use or disclose personal health information for purposes other than those for which it was collected, unless you have the consent of the individual or his or her legally authorized representative to whom the personal health information relates, or except as permitted or required by law. Principle 6. Accuracy of personal health information. You will take reasonable steps to ensure that the personal health information used is as accurate, complete, and up-to-date as is necessary for the purposes for which the personal health information was acquired. Principle 7. Safeguards for personal health information. You will take steps that are reasonable within the circumstances to ensure that personal health information in your custody or control is protected against theft, loss, and unauthorized use or disclosure. You will also ensure that personal health information is protected against unauthorized copying, modification, or disposal. Principle 8. Openness about information practices. Through the Privacy and Information Practices Policy, the health information custodians will make a written public statement about the policies and practices relating to the management of personal health information and ensure this statement is readily available to individuals. Principle 9. Individual access to personal health information. Upon request, you will inform an individual of the existence, use, and disclosure of any records you have in your custody and control that show his or her personal health information. You will give the individual access to his or her personal health information if requested. Principle 10. Challenging compliance with information practices. An individual will be able to address a challenge concerning compliance with these information practices to the contact person and/or to the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario. Let's listen to a scenario where some of the privacy principles may have been breached. Mary has been at the hospital for over 20 years and has worked her way up in the organization, She is enthusiastic with colleagues and likes to share personal and professional stories about her experiences within the department. Mary was recently promoted to supervisor. During a lunch break, she has a chance encounter with a hospital patient who also happens to be a well-known celebrity. Mary is so excited about meeting the celebrity that she takes a photo with her cell phone. She then shares the photo with her coworkers and posts them on her Facebook page. The CEO at the hospital learns that this has happened and contacts Mary's director. Think about Mary's situation and ask yourself the following questions. Is there a privacy concern? Should Mary have taken the picture? Does this situation result in a privacy violation? Should Mary have posted the picture on Facebook? Could Mary lose her job? Click Next when you're ready to review your answers. Now that you've had a moment to review, let's take up the answers. Yes, there is a privacy concern. Even though the patient is a celebrity, he has the right to his privacy in the hospital. No, she should not have taken his picture on her cell phone without his consent. But even if she did have his consent, she still should not have taken it. While this act was not intentional, the results may have inadvertently caused harm. People are now aware the celebrity is at this specific hospital. No, she should not have posted the photo on Facebook. It is a breach of privacy. Many things could have happened with Mary and her job. She could possibly lose her job over the photo on Facebook. Read the following question and choose the best possible answer. Once you have chosen your answer, click Submit. The following scenario is an example of a significant breach of privacy in a pharmacy and is important to understand how privacy affects us in our personal lives. As employees of the Regional Municipality of York, we protect individuals' rights to their privacy and confidentiality. While you're watching the clip, ask yourself, has a situation like this ever happened to you? Click Play to begin.
The first scenario takes place in a pharmacy. Keep in mind that busy public places where personal health information may be overheard can give rise to breaches of privacy.
Hello.
Hi.
Okay, that'll take a couple minutes. Lauren Tabak. Lauren? Lauren Tabak. Lauren Tabak. Is there a Lauren Tabak here?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, this place is a zoo. I was just looking for something. Do I pay for this here, or do I go to the cashier?
You can pay for everything here, but first I need to go over your prescription with you.
Okay.
Have you ever taken prenatal supplements before?
No.
Oh, first pregnancy, eh?
Yeah.
Anyway, you need to take 2 pills, one in the morning and one in the evening. These are new on the market. Before, you used to take 1 pill in the morning, but women found these very hard in their system. Make sure you take them on a full stomach. They're very high in iron and can make some women feel constipated or nauseous. Of course, that's on top of you already feeling nauseous.
Okay, and does this replace the folic acid I've already been taking, or?
No, you can stop taking the folic acid. This is all a pregnant woman needs in terms of vitamins and minerals, coupled, of course, with good nutrition and rest. Alicia here will ring you in.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day. Oh, congratulations on your pregnancy. Thanks. That would be $17.95. There you go. Have a good day. Thank you.
Hi there.
Oh, hi. Guess who I just saw?
Who? Lauren from the clinic. Remember the girl you were always talking with?
Oh, yeah. Did you talk to her?
I don't think she recognized me, but remember the time she was telling us about her acupuncture classes?
Right.
And I rolled my eyes when she said they were for infertility?
Right.
She almost bit my head off when I said it was a waste of money.
Yeah?
Well, it must have worked. She was just in here buying prenatal supplements.
Wow, you're kidding. She's pregnant? Oh, that's so exciting. I'm going to have to email her right away. The girls in the office are going to be so thrilled. One of them went to school with her cousin in Montreal, I think. Wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 3 years. Anyway, listen, is your prescription ready yet?
I'm just going to go check.
Okay, I'm going to do some shopping.
Breaches of privacy can happen quickly and unintentionally, especially in busy public places where other individuals may be able to overhear personal health information they're not authorized to know. Health information custodians are responsible for any personal health information in their custody or control, whether that information is in paper, electronic, or verbal form. And so you must take reasonable steps to protect individuals from privacy breaches in all forms, including the auditory privacy breach portrayed in the scenario.
What could the pharmacy have done differently in the scenario you just saw to provide what is called acoustic privacy? First, an inexpensive solution would be for the pharmacy to place some lines on the floor to create a private consultation space for the pharmacist and his patient. The pharmacy could also post signs that remind patients to please stay behind the consultation lines unless they are speaking privately with the pharmacist. In addition, the pharmacy needs to create a more privacy-friendly organizational culture where staff are reminded regularly that they are dealing with confidential and sensitive personal health information, and that they may need to lower their voices when discussing personal health information. And as a health information custodian, the pharmacy needs to make available a written public statement. The statement should describe its privacy policies and procedures, how to contact the privacy contact person, how to obtain access or obtain correction to their personal health information, and how to make a complaint to the Ontario Information and Privacy Commissioner.
Our policies delegate authority for PHIPA matters to the contact person in the Information Management, Access, and Privacy Office. This contact person is the Program Manager, Information Management, Access, and Privacy. The contact person is authorized to give you direction to take relevant actions, and your cooperation is mandatory. Please contact CHS Privacy at york.ca or extension 74004 for more guidance on PHIPA. Our policies discuss the accountabilities of staff and agents. This policy requires staff and agents to receive appropriate training on PHIPA duties, report loss, theft, or breach of personal health information, and declare conflict of interest specific to personal health information. It requires you to assist the contact person with response to access and/or correction requests under PHIPA and report on non-compliant practices to management. You must be familiar with these policies and use appropriate personal health information handling practices at all times. Read the following question and choose the best possible answer. Once you have chosen your answer, click Submit. At this point in your training, you may begin to ask yourself, why is this so important to know? The most current story concerning a privacy breach is of a maternity ward nurse selling mothers' contact information to an insurance broker for RESP purposes. The breach occurred in Ontario in 2014. As a result, the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario issued Order HO-013. Currently, the CHS Information Management, Access and Privacy Office is streamlining with the Community and Health Services Department and making the department aware of the amendments to PHIPA, training and enhancing our policies and procedures to prevent and mitigate the risks concerning privacy breaches. The three most common privacy breaches are unauthorized use, collection and disclosure of personal health information through loss, such as a USB key going missing or a file misplaced; theft, such as a mobile device being stolen; human error, for example, a fax or email gets sent to the wrong number or inbox. You must not collect personal health information if other information will serve the same purpose. For example, you can use de-identified records for research or evaluation activities, or an ID code instead of collecting a health card number. Remember, if you don't need the information to serve the purpose, don't collect it. With these thoughts in mind, we can avoid possible privacy breaches from occurring. However, privacy breaches can occur. If you experience a privacy breach, here are the 4 steps to keep in mind. 1. Contain. Notify your supervisor and CHS Privacy at york.ca. If you faxed personal health information in error, as an example, contact the third party to retrieve the fax or have them shred the fax. 2. Investigate. Provide all details of what occurred in the privacy breach. 3. Notify. Contact the affected persons in the breach. Discuss with the person what type of breach occurred, steps taken to contain the breach, and what will be done to prevent future breaches. 4. Improve. Recommendations and solutions will be presented by the CHS Privacy Office. This can include training and updating policies and procedures. Read the following question and choose the best possible answer. Once you have chosen your answer, click Submit. You need to identify why you are collecting personal health information before or while you collect it, unless the PHIPA 2004 allows another method of collection. We are required to provide notice for the collection of information. Notice informs affected individuals about the purpose of collecting their personal health information. Notice may be provided in different ways depending on the service setting. Some examples include statement on a form the individual signs, included in a pamphlet or service guide, posted at a public counter or waiting room, given verbally, in person, or on the phone, included in website content that describes activity. The content must be reasonably available to the individual and reflect your use of personal health information. PHIPA has a unique consent structure. There are 2 allowable forms of consent, and both forms have 4 conditions and 2 subconditions that you need to know. The 2 forms of consent are express and implied consent. Next, let's talk about what is knowledgeable consent. Consent is knowledgeable if the following 2 conditions are met. It's reasonable to believe that the client understands the purpose of the collection, use, or disclosure when staff give an explanation or make a notice available. It's reasonable to believe that the client understands that he or she may withdraw the consent. These conditions put the onus on our staff to judge each situation and communicate with the client. Express consent is specifically required in two situations: disclosure of personal health information to a person or organization that is not a health information custodian, disclosure of personal health information to a health information custodian for a purpose that is not related to the client's healthcare. Here is a question that you might be asking yourself. Is it reasonable to assume that if a resident seeks out a health service or answers my questions, I have implied consent to collect personal health information? The answer is yes. However, the collection of each item of personal health information must still support a lawful purpose. For example, under the Long-Term Care Homes Act, 2007, staff from our long-term care homes have the authority to provide health services to residents and clients. Remember that residents may be reluctant to assert their privacy rights. They may understand the notion of confidentiality differently than you do or than the law allows. The onus is on you to collect only the information that is needed in order to provide the service. With express consent, the staff must obtain either explicit verbal permission or written authorization from the client. In the case of implied consent, the staff need to reasonably believe that the resident agrees to the collection, use, and disclosure of personal health information. Consent can be withdrawn at any time. Healthcare providers are accountable for obtaining consent for treatment. The Healthcare Consent Act defines treatment as anything done for a therapeutic, preventive, palliative, diagnostic, cosmetic, or other health-related purpose. It includes a course of treatment, plan of treatment, or community treatment plan. You need to remember that express and implied consent have 4 conditions that must be satisfied to be valid. The consent must be from the affected individual or the substitute decision-maker, relate to the personal health information to be collected, used, or disclosed, not be obtained through coercion or deception, be knowledgeable but not informed. The more detailed informed consent is used when permission is needed to provide treatment to residents. Read the following question and choose the best possible answer. Once you have chosen your answer, click Submit. Circle of care is a term commonly used to describe the ability of certain HICs to assume an individual's implied consent to collect, use, or disclose. Therefore, they are in a circle of care. For example, you visit your doctor and you are referred to a specialist. No consent is needed because you are being referred. This is within the circle of care, and information is passed from one HIC to another. As we reviewed earlier, consent may be express or implied under PHIPA. When a custodian discloses personal health information to another custodian for the purpose of providing health care, the consent of the individual may be implied unless the individual has specifically withheld or withdrawn the consent. If the purpose of the disclosure is not to provide health care, consent must be expressed, verbal or written. Also, consent for disclosure to third parties that are not a custodian must be expressed. For more information on Circle of Care, please click the link on your screen. The following scenario is an example of the Circle of Care as it affects you in your role as a regional municipality of York employee. As you're watching the video, ask yourself, what type of consent does this scenario represent? Click play to begin.
The next scenario takes place in the office of a surgeon. It could be any doctor's office where personal health information is kept. 2 receptionists have received a fax request from a Community Care Access Corporation wanting a copy of records on one of the surgeon's patients. a Mr. Novak. The receptionists are unsure how to respond.
Lydia, can you take a look at this?
Sure.
I don't know whether we need a signed consent form or not. One of the local CCACs is asking for Mr. Novak's hip replacement records. Apparently he needs physio.
Do we have a signed consent form?
Well, we have the one from the CCAC, but we don't have our own.
I really don't think that's good enough. I've heard that there's a new privacy law, and I don't think we want to get blamed for sending Mr. Novak's health records to the CCAC without having him sign our consent form. You know what, tell the CCACs that Mr. Novak is going to have to sign our release of information form and that we could fax that over to them later this afternoon.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
This scenario is an example of implied consent. The receptionist did not have to have express consent for the consent form because it is sent from one HIC to another. It is implied consent to collect information for the client's health purposes. Read the following scenario and answer the questions. Personal health information is to be used only for the purpose of collection unless PHIPA or another law allows alternate uses. We limit the amount and type of personal health information we collect, and we collect the information in a way that does not mislead or deceive residents. You are permitted to use personal health information for specific purposes, including the following: planning or evaluating programs and services, educating staff or agents, legal proceedings if the health information custodian or its employees, agents, are a party or witness, research by the Regional Municipality of York staff if a number of conditions are met. Staff can disclose personal health information without a resident's consent in certain situations, such as when sharing with other healthcare providers for the purposes of the resident receiving healthcare from the healthcare providers, conducting audits, determining funding, payments, etc., eliminating or reducing a significant risk of bodily harm to a person. Read the following question and choose the best possible answer. Once you have chosen your answer, click Submit. Accuracy of health information is critical. Information must reflect accurate assessments and events and could be used for related further service provision and follow-up. Inaccurate information could have serious consequences for individuals and their health. Residents have the right to request correction of errors and omissions in personal health information records. Correction requests are associated with residents' rights of access to their personal health information, and our policy is located under Departments, Community and Health Services, Business Operations and Quality Assurance, CHS Procedures. The Program Manager, Information Management, Access and Privacy, is responsible for handling any requests. Staff must identify correction requests and assist in handling them. As you can imagine, the public expects that personal health information will be adequately protected from loss, theft, or inappropriate access. This is a reasonable expectation. Everyone wants personal health information to be safe. PHIPA requires that, as health information custodians, we are to have physical, technical, and administrative procedures to protect personal health information. These procedures require constant attention by everyone on staff. If there is a security issue or privacy breach, the Community and Health Services Department must notify any affected persons. View our procedures on the portal dealing with lost, stolen, and inappropriately accessed personal health information. It provides procedures for responding to a privacy breach. We also have a policy on mobile devices, detailing the necessity and volume of personal health information, encryption requirements for electronic data, and how programs using mobile devices must have a control process. It is important to report any lost, stolen, or inappropriately accessed personal health information to your supervisor immediately. The main point to take away from this policy is that it is important to be thinking about handling of personal health information at all times. Read the following question and choose the best possible answer. Once you have chosen your answer, click Submit. PHIPA requires a public statement of information practices used by health information custodians. The Community and Health Services Department has a public policy statement on privacy, as well as an information practices statement posted on the public website. If you must deal with a complaint, you may refer to these resources, to your supervisor, or email chsprivacy@york.ca or extension 74004. Our policies deal with access requests for personal health information. It outlines procedures for request intake and handling. The responsibility for responding rests with the Program Manager, Information Management, Access and Privacy, though some routine types of inquiry may be delegated to program staff. It is your responsibility to identify requests, ask your supervisor for direction if unsure, and cooperate with the Information Management, Access and Privacy Office if required. Read the following question and choose the best possible answer. Once you have chosen your answer, click Submit. Complaints about personal health information handling can be made directly to the Program Manager, Information Management, Access and Privacy. PHIPA also allows anyone to make a complaint directly to the Office of the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario. After investigation, the IPC will then do one of the following: informally resolve the complaint, investigate further and release a summary report, or after conducting an investigation, issue an order to the health information custodian. Complaints about personal health information are dealt with in our Complaint Procedure Policy. This policy details procedures for handling complaints made directly to the Community and Health Services Department or directly to the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario. If a complaint is well-founded, the contact person may develop amended practices to prevent future complaints. It is your responsibility to inform your supervisor if you receive a complaint about personal health information handling and cooperate in any review or changes in practices. Read the following question and choose the best possible answer. Once you have chosen your answer, click Submit. The Community and Health Services Department and the Information Management, Access and Privacy Office have policies and procedures to help you comply with PHIPA. It is your responsibility to know where to find the policies and to be familiar with them. Later on in the session, we will show you where they are located on My Portal. As we have seen, compliance with laws and regulations is important for everyone. We all need to take responsibility. A whistleblower is someone who reveals improper practices within an organization in the hope of stopping it. If you are aware of any act that you feel is a violation of PHIPA or related policies, you are encouraged to discuss these matters with your supervisor or with the Program Manager, Information Management, Access and Privacy. Remember, there can be no retaliation for whistleblowers. Reports can be made confidentially, and requests for anonymity will be respected. There will be no adverse consequences to you for making a report in good faith. If something seems wrong, speak up as soon as possible. As we have seen, compliance with laws and regulations is important for everyone. We all need to take responsibility. Ask yourself these questions. Do we have adequate systems and controls for compliance and to prevent unauthorized disclosures? Are we monitoring compliance? Do we have a privacy culture? What are 3 things we can do right now to improve our privacy practices? If you ask yourself these questions and become aware of any act that you feel is a violation of PHIPA or related policies, you are encouraged to discuss these matters with your supervisor or notify chsprivacy@york.ca. As an employee of the Regional Municipality of York, your role is an important one in supporting our services to our customers. As part of your duties, you may have access to personal information, which may or may not include personal health information. You are required to keep all personal information and personal health information safe, confidential, and secure. Privacy is your responsibility. There are just a few steps you can do to support privacy. Keep it private. Verify the identity of those requesting information, and when in doubt about whether or not to share information, check with a supervisor. If a written request for personal health information is received, see our Request for Access procedure. Lock it. When away from your desk, hit Ctrl-Alt-Delete to lock your computer. Double-check it. Check fax numbers and addresses before sending confidential personal health information. Protect and secure it. Staff who work outside of the office with electronic or paper files must secure personal health information and protect it from inappropriate access. Encrypt it. Due to a greater degree of risk of either loss or theft of mobile devices, such as laptop computers, personal digital assistants, PDAs, or flash drives, we need to ensure that personal health information that is stored on mobile devices is encrypted. See our Protection of Personal Health Information on Mobile Devices policy. File it. Keep a clean desk and secure any confidential information at the end of your day. Restrict it. When making visits, only take files you require out to the client and keep them safe when transporting the files from location to location. Report it. If you suspect that personal health information, confidential information, has been lost, stolen, or inappropriately accessed, report it immediately to a supervisor or the Program Manager, Information Management, Access and Privacy. Shred it. Dispose of confidential records as per records management policies and procedures. You're it. Protecting client and confidential information is everyone's responsibility. Consider how you would like your personal information to be handled. Remember, our clients depend on us to safeguard this information. Think privacy when you collect, use, or disclose information. Read the following question and choose the best possible answer. Once you have chosen your answer, click Submit. Please refer to the PHIPA portal for more information concerning our policies and procedures. Another good site to review is the Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario at www.ipc.on.ca. At the beginning of the training, we introduced the 10 principles and discussed them throughout the session. Here is the policy that explains the principles in more detail. It is located under Departments, Community and Health Services, Integrated Business Services, CHS Procedures. Please contact us with your questions. We'd be happy to help you. Now that you have completed the Personal Health Information Protection Act, PHIPA, long-term care training, ask yourself these questions again. When you receive services from healthcare providers, how would you expect them to treat and handle your information? What expectations do you think members of the public have when they provide their personal information to the Community and Health Services Department or the Regional Municipality of York employees? Have your answers changed? Take a moment to consider some of the things that you've learned in this course and what changes you will make in protecting private information. It is your responsibility to familiarize yourself with these policies, as you must take ownership of privacy protection. If in doubt about privacy rules, do the following. Consult the policies under Departments, Community and Health Services, Integrated Business Services, CHS procedures. Consult the Information Management, Access and Privacy Office at extension 74004 or chsprivacy@york.ca. Take the time you need to review the material from the course. When you are ready, take the final test. This is a 10-question final test with randomized questions that you have already seen in the course. If you receive 3 errors or more, you will be required to retake the training in class. When you have successfully completed the test, you will be able to print your certificate of completion directly from the system. Your feedback is important to us. Please take a few minutes to complete the evaluation form by clicking on the link on the screen. Your feedback will help us continuously improve the course. The Community and Health Services Department of the Regional Municipality of York wishes to acknowledge the contributions of Amy Camarda, Access and Privacy Coordinator, PHIPA, the Program Manager, Information Management, Access and Privacy, the Integrated Business Services Director, our Associate Counsel, Corporate Information Technology Services, along with the Region of Waterloo, and the IPC, Information and Privacy Commissioner of Ontario Office, in the preparation of this e-learning module on Personal Health Information Protection Act, PHIPA, Long-Term Care Training. Welcome to the Personal Health Information Protection Act, PHIPA, Long-Term Care Training.